this is Brandy from Stitchin' in Oregon. I am back for floss tube number 28. It is January 1st, 2026, and I'm going to do two videos today, but I'm going to post them separately. One will be my like plans for the year, and then the other one is going to be my WIP Parade. I know it's been a really long time since I've been here. I think it's been since like September or something, and I made plans to come back, and then life is busy. If you guys can hear some noise in the background, my dogs are wrestling, so that's fun. But they are best friends. So at least they play instead of fight. So anyway, my background is a little bit different. I am filming in what we call the hidey hole. It is like our Harry Potter room under the stairs. One of my twins decided she wanted her own room, so we're moving her into my craft room. So all of my cross stitch and other projects came in here, which is a little bittersweet because I love that room, but also because it was upstairs, I wasn't getting up there as much. And obviously this space is a little bit cramped, but that's okay. I do most of my stitching either on my couch while my husband plays games, or when I'm drinking coffee in the morning, or I stitch in my room. I have a chair and a lamp in there. So I think I'm going to do my WIP Parade first, and then I'll do my plans, mostly because I need to find the projects for my plans, and they're somewhere in this. So there is no rhyme or reason to start dates or how long I've been working on something. I'm just going to start from what I can reach and go from there. If I don't have a picture on my tablet or in the project, I will try to post one up here. These WIP Parade videos can get kind of long, so hopefully you have something to drink, something to stitch on, and I hope you like it. I know I've been gone for a long time, but yeah, I'm back, at least for now. So, all right, I will just start with what is on the floor next to me. And this one is one I'm going to have to find a picture for. It is, oh my gosh, Santa and the Woolmakers. This is one that was Hello from Liz Matthews and Kathy Varick. I got this at Jingle Ball a couple years ago. And I am stitching this on, I believe it's a 20 count Aida that I dyed myself. And this is where I'm at. This one's actually a lot of fun to work on. Hopefully that light isn't too bad. There's not anything I can do about this light. So, and I'll put a picture of the finished project up there. So that one is Santa and the Woolmakers. Okay, and then I have, this one is called Silent Night. This is by Abraham Hunter, artwork by Abraham Hunter, and it's charted by Artisy. And this is what it will look like. I was enabled to start this from Small Town Stitches, Leanne. I really love this. I actually just got a page finish on this the other day. That was my goal to do before the end of the year. And I'm stitching this on a 22 count Be Stitch Me Ada that was gifted to me by a friend. So if you hold it back here, you can see this tree. And in here, this is the Northern Lights starting. I like doing these charts from Artisy because these pages are so much smaller. I am doing this 2/1 tent stitch. But yeah, as soon as that tree popped out, I was like, oh yeah. So, all right. Oh, it's Tundra is the color. And I started this January 12th of last year. I wrote it down. 22 count Ada by Be Stitch Me in the color Tundra. And I'm keeping it in this. All of the floss is in here, and the project just rolls. So, that's nice. Sorry, my phone vibrated. All right, next to me is, nope, go on, Magoo. It's okay. Allie, stay. If you all remember back in June, I rescued this puppy on our way home from camping. This is her. She's definitely a mama's girl. And she literally will sleep on my chest at night. She's about 50 pounds, and she is an Australian Shepherd. No, Australian cattle dog and Staffy mix with like a tiny little bit of Rottweiler. But she's definitely a mama's girl, and her love language is lots and lots of kisses. So, and Gideon is still around. He's about 100 pounds of pure delight, and you might see him too. Last night was really rough on him with all the fireworks from New Year's Eve, and he spent a lot of time in my lap last night. Okay, so next is Family Campsite, I believe it's called. I have the picture for this one. Yeah, the Family Campsite. This is artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I love this. This one is so much fun to work on. This is what it will look like. I'm over here. And I started this summer. And I'm doing this on an 18 count Ada that is absolutely massive with DMC. And it is 2/1. Looks like full cross is what I'm doing. Yeah, looks like full cross. And this is where I'm at. It has some pretty cool colors in it. This is that camper and the banners hanging over the door. This is a rooster, I think, that's sitting up on top of it. And you'll notice with some of these projects, I have, oh, this one has a needle, thread hanging. I do park a little, not a ton. Too many threads stress me out, but if I can park it, and there is, you know, like if there's only like 2 or 3 in the next block, I'll just stitch them and then tie the thread off. But yeah, I do park a little bit. So that is that one. That's one of my favorites to stitch on. Okay. He's got a lot of full coverage for me right now. Okay, this one is, what is this? This is, oh, this one is, I call it Witchy Sisters, but it is actually not called that. But I don't know the name. I'll try to put it up there. I think it's like Three Sister Coven or something. This is a chart I got from Etsy from Xana Cross Stitch. And yeah, she doesn't have a name for this. So I had started this on a different fabric, and then I restarted it. This is what it's going to look like. I like this because it reminds me of my sisters and myself, and I'm stitching this on a 25 count 1/1, and I started in the center with the girl with the dark brown hair. So this is her hair. Or I guess I restarted. Magoo, stop it. Go on. Go lay down. There's no room. So that is that one. Okay, now let's see what's in here. Oh, this is Autumn Cloche. I did not work on this much this year. I got it out and maybe worked on some stem, but this is by Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm stitching this with the Roxy Floss Co. conversion and on fabric from Grace Notes. One moment, I'm going to ask my kids to let the dogs out. Okay. I know somewhere I have like all of the fabrics written down, but this is very wrinkly. And this is where I'm at on this one. Like I said, I did not work on this much this year. What I did do was over here. I think I finished this leaf and this flower and then started pulling it up, and that was it. I was student teaching this fall, and so I was... One moment, please. As you can see, Gideon is still here. He is happy and a mama's boy. All right, Bean, can you lay down, please? That hurts. Come on. You're a big guy. I need you to lay down. He likes to be in my lap. So he's definitely one of those dogs that thinks he's a lap dog, despite being a small giant. Okay. Can we sit, please, so I can keep going? Okay, bye. Go on. Okay. So I have all these cubbies over here. I'm just going to pull things and then go from there. And we will... Okay. So we have Raccoon. This is a Year in the Woods series by Cottage Garden Samplings. I had all of these. I actually gave them to my grandma because I still haven't finished this one. This was the first one I started, and I just am not. Allie, no. This is on a 36 count linen by Fiber on a Whim. I'm stitching it with the called for floss, and the fabric is called Eggshell. And this is how far I am. I actually did work on this year. I pulled the tail up. This one just, I don't know. It's not fun for me. So probably what I'll do is I'll go through, after I do this WIP Parade, I'm going to go through my projects and I'm going to decide like what needs to go in a temporary timeout, what I'm done with. You know, sometimes when we touch projects, it reminds us either how much we love it or how much we really don't like working on it. And raccoon is one of those ones that I'm not feeling. And that's okay. We change a lot over time. You know, when I started that series when it came out, and I think there was a little bit of the fear of missing out, you know, FOMO. And I, you know, I got them all. And my grandma's also doing the house series. So, and she's finished the Santa house, which I tried to start and I quit. Okay, let's see. I don't think I have a picture of this one. I'll have to put it up. This is the Poisonous Flowers by the Witchy Stitcher. I'm stitching it on a 28 count dusk by Picture This Plus. I can't remember what the fabric's called. My son picked it. This is a project for him. My goal was originally to have it done by his birthday, but I didn't. So this is where I'm at. I am very far on this, and I did get a lot done on this year. I think I finished like 4 of the flowers. This is not great light for this. I apologize. But poisonous plants. And I'll put a picture of that up. Okay. Next is my 4th of July gnome. Oh, wait, no. This is, I switched bags this summer. This is when I started this summer for 4th of July. This is called American Welcome by Plum Street Samplers. This is what it will look like. And I'm using the called for Fancy Floss. And I am stitching it on, I can't remember. I don't think I have the thing anymore. But it's a 36 count fabric. And this is how far I am. This will come back out in July. This one was a lot of fun to do. I bought all my supplies from Maggie's on Main in Emmett, Idaho. We go to Boise for the 4th of July every year. And so this is a favorite project. Anything patriotic, I'm down for. This is going to be a long video. I'm almost 20 minutes in. I'm sorry. All right, this is another 4th of July project. This is Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. This is also one I started at my grandma's house for 4th of July. And I'm stitching this with all the called for floss on a 22 count Hardinger that I dyed myself. Oh, this one is so pretty. I love this. And this is where I'm at. Like I said, I love patriotic. And I love samplers. And this was tea dyed. Tea and coffee dyed by my grandma and I. Alright. I don't know where my dogs went. I think they went upstairs, which a good thing. Alright, this is, I must be in Land of Patriotic in my cubby. I just moved all this stuff down here yesterday, so I didn't think it was organized. Okay, this is Red, White, and Blue Sampler by Erin Elizabeth Designs. I am stitching it with my own floss conversion, and it's on a Be Stitch Me 36 count linen, not called Ledger. It was on Ledger and I restarted it. This is Bronze Age, and it's actually an 18 count opal. That's right. I could not see any of the white stitches on Ledger, so I restarted it, and I had a lot done. I restarted it on this, but I love it. And I added another blue to it because it just calls for like the dark blue, but I added a light blue in there as well. Yeah, I love this one. And it's not a big project. Patriotic. All right, this is a camping one. This was a gift from a friend that I started a couple of years ago. This is called Camping Adventure by Dimensions. It was a little kit she sent me. Bean, knock it off. I did change the fabric. So this is a Be Stitch Me 18 count. And it is not named. Hopefully that's this toy. Oh my gosh, where is my... Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. I really need to just get this out and finish it. This is where I'm at with this. That's the tent, I think. Yeah, that's the tent. It's not a big project. Like, there's that, and so. And that's with the kit floss. Okay, this is Summer by the Cricket Collection. I've been working on this one for a while. This is what it will look like. I am stitching it with mostly called for floss. A couple of them I had to swap out. And I am stitching this on a 32 count Lugana opal by Be Stitch Me. It does not have a name. And this is where I'm at. I did work on this summer. Not a ton, but okay. There's that one. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to go let the dogs out. Okay. Next is another patriotic. This is another one that I was enabled to start by Leanne Small Town Stitches. This is Home of the Free by Shannon and Christine. Hers is done and super cute. This is what it will look like. And I am stitching this with the called for DMC on a 32 count Lugana by Be Stitch Me. That is not named. How? Okay. And this is how far I am. Not far at all. But the colors look so good. Okay. All right. Here's my patriotic gnome. I might have a picture of what this is supposed to look like, and I'll put it up. You can still get this, but it is not from like the same store that I got mine from. I got mine from Cute Broderie, and I don't know what the shop is called now. I am stitching this on an 18 count oatmeal Ada that I got from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I do have another gnome on here. I actually was really happy with my progress on him this year. Okay, so I'm going to show you her. She's done. And then here he is. When I got him out this year, like none of his hat was done. His beard was patchy. The stars weren't filled in and his hand wasn't done. So I pretty much did everything. So he's like halfway done. I think that's what this line is. So the idea is that because this is a pretty big piece of fabric, I'm going to put a couple gnomes on there. Okay. All right. This is not patriotic, but it is one I started in July a couple years ago. I started this with my friend Lisa. This is called Jenny Bean and Friends. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. This is by Shakespeare Peddler. I bought a copy of this for her and I when we did our little retreat thing on the coast. I'm stitching this with mostly called for floss on, let's see, do I know what I'm stitching it on? I do somewhere. 32 count Moon Belfast linen. That's what the fabric is. 32 count Moon Belfast linen. This is where I'm at. I'm on that first house. I made a mistake in the color of the window, so I just decided to change it. This one is fun to work on when I get it out, though. Again, it's another sampler with alphabets, which I really enjoy. Okay, next is Say Coffee by Heartstring Samplery, sorry. This is what it will look like. This was a gift a couple years ago. I am not very far, and I am stitching this on a Grace Notes fabric, 32 count opal linen called Pensiera. It's this really pretty like light pinky purple, which is not going to show. This is how far I am. I don't think I pulled this out this year. Okay, next puppy. Making progress at least. I mean, I could maybe do this in 2 parts if you all would rather. Just because I have a lot left. This next one is called Sweetheart by Hello from Liz Matthews. It was a Patreon chart. This is the pattern. And I am doing this on a Lapinin Loops linen 36 count called Small Potatoes with a Be Stitch Me hand-dyed silk. This is like a really peachy pink color. And then this one is Fall Leaves from Farmhouse Flossies. I bought it from her on Facebook. And I started this last February. This is so cute. This is, oh, this is so bright. Where I'm at. So I am stitching like the big color, the big flowers and the outline of the heart, kind of in like that fall leaves color, and then the littler flowers with like the peachy color. So this will be a heart design. So okay, next is a red cottage by Plum Street Samplers. This is what it will look like. I'm stitching it on a 40 count Fog Newcastle linen from Picture This Plus with mostly called for, and this is where I'm at. This house is a beast. I did work on this year. Okay, this one is Rosewood Manor. This is one everyone knows, or Winter Rose Manor, sorry. This is by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I'm stitching this with mostly called for floss, except I did change the color of the white because nobody could get it at the time, and I did change the color of the house. This is how far I am. And I switched my fabric to a Bestitch Me Hot Cocoa or something. 36 count. And this is where I'm at. I just have snow in that house to do and some border. And this one's done. Oh my gosh. Okay. So next we have Christmas at Hollyberry Farm by Stacy Nash Primitives. I did do my own floss conversion on this. This is what it will look like. Oh my gosh. This light is so bad. Yeah, sorry. When we're parents, we tend to give up our happiness for our children. Okay. I'm stitching this on 36 count Hot Cocoa by Bestitch Me, and I did work on this year. I got more border in, pulled the alphabet over, and I got Mary in. I think I have a counting error in this border, but that's okay. It'll be fine. All right, that's that one. Next is one called Hold Fast by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is what it will look like. I am making a couple changes to it, just with, like, I added a sparkle floss to it. And this is a Grace Notes fabric called Raspberry Latte, I think. And this is where I am. Not a lot of progress on this. This is not a huge pattern though. Okay, next is, this is a pattern from Five Seasons of Quilts by Hirschner's and Leisure Arts. It's in a little booklet like this. My friend and I are stitching this one together, I think. Yes, because I'm working in the presents. I'm stitching this with the called for DMC on 36 count hazelnut cream opal linen by Grace Notes. And I didn't work on this at all this year. That's sad. Oh, that's the old one. Okay. And this is how far I am. I have the presents and I have this vine all the way down to the corner. It's so pretty. I have so many projects. I'm not good at like rotating them out, you know? The worst. Okay. This one is type A Type of Christmas. This is by Erin Elizabeth Designs. I started this a couple of years ago. I don't have a lot done. This is what it will look like. And I am stitching this on a super basic linen. 36 count platinum from, I actually don't know. I got it from 123 Stitch. This is where I'm at. I did work on this a little bit this year actually, which is sad because that's not a lot. In minute, I'm going to, I don't have a picture of this one. I'll have to see if I can find one. This is Violets and Primrose by Carolyn Manning Designs. I'm stitching this on a 36 count, I think, or a 28 count vintage country mocha because it's printed. And this is how far I am. So I have the whole outline of it done. This one actually goes pretty quick when you work on it. So. Anyway, I was going to say, and as soon as we get through these ones, I'm going to pause the video, put this away, and pull down the next bundle. Just so, you know, I can get out of here. All right, this one is Crochet A Go-Go. It's the Advent one, and I'll have to find a picture of it because mine is black and white. So, and this is where I'm at. This is one of the ones that I might get rid of. It's cute. There's just a lot of white stitching, which is not my favorite, so I should have known better. Okay, this one is Crochet A Go-Go, The Pledge of Allegiance. I love this project. I work on this a lot while we're camping. I am stitching this on a Be Stitch Me fabric. Oh, it smells like campfire. I know some of you like shudder just knowing that. I am not sure what this fabric is, but it is wonderful. But it is a Be Stitch Me fabric with the called for floss, and this is how far I am. It's an opal even weave this is how far I'm at. When I worked on this last, I pulled the flag over and worked on the man. One of my favorites. Oh, wait. Okay. All right, this is May Quaker from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. This is what it will look like. I'm using my own floss, but as close to that as I could get. And this is an 18 count opal Ada. It's very crunchy, but it's sparkly. And this is where I am. Okay, next is, this is Penny Pumpkin by the Scarlet House. This is what it will look like. This is on 32 count Grace Notes fabric called Aqua Fresca, and I am stitching it with the called for DMC. There's a couple of substitutes, but this is how far I am. Alright, this is a project I adopted from my friend Lisa when she, I was filming my mid-year WIP Parade. She had brought her projects, and this was one that she wanted to be done with. I'm trying to see if there's a picture of it. Yes. This is by Little House Needleworks, called Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. This is what it will look like. Most of this she did the stitching on. I don't know what the fabric is. 16 count Bee Stitch Me of some kind. Because I just adopted it. So she did all of this, and then I have just done this lady here. What's her name? Ida Virginia. So I have that one until she decides she wants it back. Oh. I forgot to put a pattern back in a bag. Alright. Next we have, let's see, do I have, I bet I don't have a picture of this one. This is A Study in Nature by the Artsy Housewife. This one's a Hot Mess Express. I am stitching this with essentially the called for DMC, but then I swapped it out for silks where I could. I'll have to put a picture of the pattern up. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Harvest by Bee Stitch Me, and this is how far I am. Not far. This might be a timeout project as well. Okay, this is a Mill Hill kit that I was making for my sister, and then I lost for a long time, and then just found it again. But this is Honeybee. And I'm actually pretty far on this. I have some beading done. Oh my gosh, itchy nose. Honeycomb. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second to put away my mess, and then I will be back. Well, I was about to start filming my video for plans for this year, and I was going through and I realized I didn't have all the projects, which means I didn't show you everything. Which means I'm filming another little piece to add in to the thing. So, Brandy from the future apologizes for not being prepared. But let's do this. Okay. We have Flower Garden. This is from Carolyn Manning Designs. This is one I'm stitching with my grandma. It's on an 18 count Aida that I dyed myself, light pink. And I'm about 62% done with this. This is where I'm at. And I'll put a picture of this one up. But this is one I am stitching with my grandma. She hasn't worked on hers in a long time, but I got mine out this summer and I put some stitches in. Okay, next is Autumn Swan by With I Needle and Thread. If you guys remember, this is one I've also restarted 3 times. I'm almost done with it now, though. And this is where I'm at. I am stitching it with my own floss. So the swan is totally filled in now, and I just have to do the plants around it. I was toying with the idea of leaving the second pumpkins off. I just would have to pull these stitches out, and I'm okay with that. So I might do that. Finish these plants up top. I work on this one during volleyball tournaments. Okay. Next is, what is this? Oh, this is Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. I was working on this recently. This is what it looks like. I am putting names in this for either people I have lost or pets that I have lost. So this year, our almost 16-year-old Rottweiler Border Collie passed away about a month before she turned 16. And so I had to get some stitching done on this in order to get her name added. I'm stitching this on Grace Notes fabric, and I cannot remember what it is called. Yeah. But this is where I'm at. I was really happy with my progress. I got Avalon's name done and this flower done. I started this and I think I did this. So I was really happy with the progress. So now I still need to add our cat Toby that passed away a little bit before Olaf, and then my friend that passed away. So. All right. Oh, that's a hoop I need to take out. Ooh, so that brings us up to 6 hoops and 2 scissors. So that's fun. 6 hoops and 2 scissors. Okay. Oh my gosh, itchy nose. This is Hello There by Hands On Design. It's the monthly ones. This is the booklet. And I am currently working on a piece of fabric that is 18 count Aida from Forbidden Fiber Co. called Primrose, and I have Hello April on this one, Hello May, and now I'm working on Hello June. So that means I have July to do. And that might be it. Oh wait, I think I have to do February and March. So I have to finish June, do July, and then do February and March. And then I'm done with the series. I stitch on these a lot when I'm waiting for my kids when they have volleyball practice after school. Okay, last one. This is called, I think it's literally like Cross 805, Embroidery Pattern 805, but by Embroidery Patterns PDF on Etsy. This is, whoa, that was blown out. That's really blown out. Ow. That's what it will look like. I'm stitching this for a friend who's going to retire in a couple years. I'm doing it on a 40 count. Ooh, I got another hoop. 40 count ivory, and this is how far I am. So not far. This is part of my plans for this year. Get more progress on this. Okay. All right. That is now the end. I'm going to put this video inside the other video, and it'll almost be like nothing happened. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Okay, we're going to try this again. I filmed like a whole section and it didn't record. So we're going to try this again. But it's fine. So, I'm just going to go over the rest of my shelves and then we'll see what happens. The other video is at about 40 minutes or so, and then I'll splice this into it. So, all right, this is the Be Kind sampler by the Stacy Nash Designs. This is what it will look like. And I am not very far in this. This is a Greystone 36 count by Grace Notes. And where is my progress? Oh, I literally am just in the border. Hey, you can see the fabric really well though. That's good. And I'm stitching this, I think, with mostly the called for, but maybe some of my own. Oh my gosh, this bag is stuck. That's the worst. I forgot to, on some of these project bags I made, I forgot to stitch down like the part around the zipper. Okay, this one is, oh, this was my birthday start last year. I love this one. The Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. This is one that Acorns and Threads helped me get up with their conversion. That is lovely. I am stitching this on Marble by Grace Notes Fabrics. It's at a 36 count. This is how far I am. And the bird reminds me of Scuttle. I wrote it down on the tag from The Little Mermaid. Yeah. Alright, that is a favorite. I love this project. Okay. Okay, next This is a project I am making for my friend Lisa. So Lisa, close your eyes. I'm not going to say this out loud. I will hold it up to the screen because she does not know what it is, other than it is an animal crackers, and that I'm stitching it on perforated paper. Okay, Lisa, you can look again because she watches my videos. And she's told me that, like, when I tell her to plug her ears or whatever in the video, she'll do it or close her eyes, and her husband will walk in and be like, "What are you doing?" All right, next is the Autumn Sampler by Lizzie Kate. This is the pattern. This is one of the ones I recorded that didn't record. This is a 32 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim, and I'm stitching it with the called for DMC, and this is where I am. I am through H. This one's fun to stitch on, and I did stitch on this fall. Okay. Next is, this is the Saxon Sampler. I'm going to have to put a picture of it up over here. I am stitching it with the called for DMC on, oh my gosh, this is XU Designs Lamb's Wool 40 count. And this is where I am. This is how wide it is, but it is very long. I love that project too. Okay. This one is Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. I am stitching this on 28 count Pink Chocolate by Be Stitch Me with the called for Valdanis. I'm about 75% complete on this. This is another one I love. I started this one when Bridget the Museum Stitcher and Megan the Seattle Stitcher started. That's where I'm at on that one. This one is fun to work on. Each of the like motifs is like a finish. That's what's fun about Quakers. Okay. This is Fleur de Noël by JBW Designs. This light is awful. I'm stitching this on a fabric called Higher Ground by Grace Notes Fabrics. It was the like the charity one, fundraiser one that they did during the North Carolina floods. This is how far I am. I'm using a Mosale silk and color and cotton. Okay, next, this is Rose Sampler. This is by Just Cross Stitch, I think. Yeah, Just Cross Stitch. And I'm stitching this on a fabric from Grace Notes 32 count linen called Peaches and Cream. And this is what it looks like. This one's very pretty. Okay, next is This is a one I was enabled to start by Slow Stitch Yogi on YouTube. We all started this one together. This is the Quilting Room Max Colors, artwork by Kim Jacobs, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started in the middle, which is like, I don't usually do that. This is what it looks like. Whoa. So I'm somewhere on that desk, and I'm stitching it on a 32 count 1/1 easy guide, and I do need to get this out again, figure out where I am, because I'm not sure which way is up, to be honest, but this is where I am. I need to iron this fabric. Actually, I don't know if I can iron it. Will the lines disappear? I don't want the lines to disappear. I need those, especially on a 32 count. All right, this next one is Wisdom by Teresa Kogut. This is done on a Grace Notes fabric called Spring Breeze 36 count linen, and this is where I'm at. I started in the middle of this one when I restarted this. Okay, this next one is Rising in the East. It is artwork by Chris Darrell. I got the pattern from Etsy, from a shop called Attic to Cross Stitch. This is what it looks like. I love it. I'm stitching it on an 18 count oatmeal Aida that I got from Michaels. And it doesn't have like a lot of super fun colors, but I love this one. Okay. Next is Belle. This is one that I got from Etsy. This is what she will look like. And let's see if I have the shop name. Nope, I don't have the shop name. I am stitching this on, I think it's called Raspberry Latte by Grace Notes. It's 36 count, and I'm doing 2/2 full cross. And I did work on this a little and got some gold in there this year. I love Beauty and the Beast, so I have lots of Beauty and the Beast projects. Okay, this one is Florence Mae Dickerson. This one's a lot of fun. This was a Christmas present to myself last year. This is by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. And I was enabled to start this when I saw Steadfast Stitchers working on this. And this is where I'm at. I'm stitching this on a fabric. It's with the called for floss, and it is Lollybrock. I love this fabric. I like this. I call this my like my devil bird sampler, because he has red eyes. Demon birds. Anyway, so that is Florence May Dickerson. This one's fun to work on too. And I think it's a 40 count. And I'm doing 2. Over 2. Maybe. Okay, next is, this is called Bella. This is by Ori TM. Their Quaker Fantasy series. This is what it will look like. I'm working up in here in the teapot. And I am stitching this on a 32 count Belfast linen called Blush with the called for DMC. I have not worked on this in a while. I have a hanging thread because I was working, when I was working on it, I was working on filling in this teapot. And this rose is filled in. It's just hard to see in this light. So, see, another Beauty and the Beast. The Beast in this one is super weird. Look at his face. I don't like it. I don't like it. I was playing with leaving that out. But then I have a big empty spot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do for that. But his face is creepy. Okay, next is this is Coffee and Eggs, I think it's called, and I'll have to put a picture of it up. This is another one I started with my friend Lisa. I'm stitching mine on, what is this called? Highland linen and 36 count Highland linen. And it's with my own floss conversion. And this is where I'm at. It's funny, I like her colors better and she likes mine. But, yeah. And that's by the Artsy Housewife. I don't know if I said that. But I'll have to put a picture of the finished one up there. Okay, this one is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. I decided to change this one. So I'm going to leave these 2 bands out and just do this one and this one. So from here down and the border. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Aida with the called for floss, and this is where I'm at. I finished the words this year. So, all right. So now we should just be over an hour, I think. Oh my gosh, this bag. I won't cooperate. Okay, this one is another bag that the zipper is not working. This is one I only have a working copy of. It's Birds of a Feather. And I'm stitching it. I think it's called the Friendship Sampler. But it's by Birds of a Feather. I don't know why I'm struggling, guys. Anyway, I'm stitching this on a 36 count Moonstone by Atomic Ranch, 1/2. And this is another one I started with my friend Lisa, and this is where I'm at. Not very far. I wonder if I could convince myself to do a year of no new starts. Probably not, because if I tell myself that, then first thing I'm going to do is want to start something. Okay, this one is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I am stitching this on an 18 count barnwood by Picture This Plus. This one has been around for a hot minute. You all know what this one looks like. And I am here. So I'm stitching mostly with a white sulky, and then I'm doing the animals in shades of pink and red. Oh my gosh. This does not want to go back in that bag. Okay. All right. Next is Vintage Flowers by Jeanette Douglas. This, I might not finish this one. All right. This is the whole pattern. I have this stitched, and last time I showed this, I was talking about just finishing it there, because maybe if I just finish this flower, I'll call it good. This one doesn't call to me. This is where I'm at on this one, and it is on a 40 count parchment. 40 count, yeah, parchment by Weeks Dye Works. And so in order to finish it where it's at, there is a flower I'm stitching here. So there's one on this side as well. And then this border thing needs to come across. And then this is a little pillow finish. Where's my waters? I have a little pile over here for ones I'm thinking about not finishing. So far there's only 4 in it. That's not bad. Okay, this one is American Eagle by Blackbird. I think I'm almost done with this. This is maybe I'm not almost done with it. It's a small pattern, but I have the house to do still. But I am all the way across. So that's what that looks like. I am doing my own floss, and this is a fabric I dyed myself. I believe it's a 22 count. It was Bestitch Me that I over dyed. It was bright yellow, and I over dyed it. So this is where I'm at. That one's a lot of fun to work on. I like this one a lot. Okay. That's American Eagle. Next is this. Oh my gosh. This pattern is the bane of my existence. This is Celebrate Christmas by Madame Chantilly. This is what it will look like. I have been working on this for 18,000 years, it feels like. I still really like it, but I don't enjoy the pattern, like the actual pattern. I love the way this looks. And I did work on it. I filled in this cup a little. Okay, sorry. I was getting my coffee warmed up, and then we had a little bit of a coffee spill, and had to clean it up, and luckily no harm was done. Okay. Okay. Next is, what is this? Oh, okay. This is, I don't have a picture of this. I'll have to find it. And I don't know if it has a name, but it's essentially a stack of books with flowers on top. And I am doing this with the called for floss. I might restart this. I have all the floss for it, but right now it's very like spread out, and yeah. I'm currently stitching this on a 22 count Be Stitch Me Ada, and I'm doing it 10th stitch, 2 over 1 10th stitch. But I might restart this in the bottom corner instead of at this top part with like this cone flower. I'm not very far on this, so. Or maybe this will be a full cover disc scrap because the pattern was from Etsy and it costs like $2. We'll put it over there for now. It's a maybe. Okay. This one is, oh, I'll have to show you a picture of this one. This is a magazine that I bought. I don't think, oh wait, here it is. It's called the No Worry Sampler. It's from the October 1998 of Just Cross Stitch. This is what it will look like, ish. And I do really like this a lot. Oh my gosh. I'm stitching it with the called for BMC, and it is on a 32 count Not Another Sampler by Be Stitch Me. And here's another hoop. And I'm not very far, but this was a lot when I worked on it. This is where I'm at. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love this one. I think I am going to have to change my plans. So that's where I'm at with this one. I saw this on another cross stitch channel and fell in love and had to buy it from eBay so that I could do it too. Okay, next is, I call this Hawaii, but it is called Tiki Beach Sunset. It is artwork by Amy Stewart and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is where I'm at. I did work on this year. I have some stitch count errors, and I was trying to get around them. Okay, let me... This is what it will look like. So I'm just down here. I started in the bottom left, which is weird for me, but I wanted to stitch this. So I call it Hawaii because it reminds me of Hawaii, obviously. And I took it to Hawaii with me and worked on it when we went about 5 years ago. So it's time to go back, I think. Okay. Next is, this is by Design Works. It's called Life. This is what it looks like. This was a gift. I'm stitching it on a 28 count fabric that came from Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know what it's called, but this is how far I am. It says life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. And I think I'm just doing the words instead of the whole camper thing. So, okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. Okay. Gotta remember not to forget to show you the ones I put over here. Okay, this is Pisces by Nora Corbett. This is one, if you have been watching me for a while, I have restarted. I restarted it on, I think it's called Garden something by Be Stitch Me. And this is where I'm at. I have her head done. And I think I'm gonna I might leave this part off, that top part. It's so heavily beaded. But I don't know. We'll see. This one, we will keep going on. She's very pretty. Very pretty and sparkly. Called for floss and beads. Okay, this one I did get out and work on. This is, And to All a Good Night. This is not a good picture of it. This is by Stitching with the Housewives. I started this a couple of years ago. It is on an 18 count fabric I dyed myself with denim Rit dye. We're up to 5 hoops now. So I am notoriously bad at taking hoops off my project. This is where I'm at. I'm on the 3rd house. I stitched over on the words, and these are the reins. And it says, To All a Good Night. This one has some, like, bad memories associated with it, so it's not my favorite to get out, but I'm far enough that I would like to continue. Okay, this is Manor at Quaker Hill by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. Oh, man. This poor thing. If you hear a little chirp, meow, my daughter's cat is at the door of the craft closet and wants in. And okay, this is on a 36 count natural linen. This is where I am. I love this one. This one is so pretty. That one is the one that started me down the Brenda Gervais rabbit hole. Okay, next, this is the Happy Campers by the Blue Flower. This is one I work on when we're camping. It's for my daughter Cadence. I'm stitching it with the called for floss on a 32 count ivory even weave, and boo-ba-doo-boo. This is where I am. I've been working down in the house recently. This one also smells like campfire. So, this one pretty much only comes out when we're camping, so it will probably take me a million years to do it, but that's okay. Okay, next is Tea by Nora Corbett. I'm going to have to put a picture up of this one. Stitching with the called for floss on a 32 count Jobelin that is not named by Be Stitch Me. And this is where I am. I really, really love that one. That one reminds me of me and my sister. Okay. Now, I have 2 more after this one. Okay, this one is What Remains by Blackbird Designs. This is my working copy, so it's not a great picture. I'm stitching this on a Be Stitch Me 20 count that my friend gave me. We're stitching this together, my friend Lisa and I. This is the width of the pattern, and I am stitching with my own floss, and I did change the color of this house. Okay, 2 more. 2 more. Okay, next is Rainbow Babies. This is by artwork by Kathy Amaral. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I have cropped the holy bejeebers out of this. It is a gift from my friend. She does know I'm making it for her. But I've been working on it for like 5 years. And she knows it's going to take forever. She does not know what it looks like. She just knows I am making something for her. And this is where I'm at. I have some more of the cradle stitch down below, but it's just gray. So this is the exciting part. I was working on getting another page finish up in this halo part. And then they released the 2026 stitch along for Hade, and I switched. Okay, that brings me to my last one. It is the 2026 stitch along from Heaven and Earth Designs. I am doing the Stone Cottage Keep artwork by L&L Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth. This will be my focus for this year. This is what it looks like. I adore it. I am started in the top center when they released it. I'm about 1.75% complete, and I'm stitching it on a 25 count, excuse me, 1/1 full cross, and this is where I'm at. Okay, so I believe that is all my projects for the beginning of 2026. I'm going to make another video that is my plans for the year, and share those, or at least my plans for January. I might change month to month what it is that I'm doing, but for right now, that I kind of have a rough idea. I have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects to my maybe do not finish pile. And I don't know if you guys were counting how many projects I have. I have a little book in here somewhere, where my projects were numbered. And let's see. So, let's see. 73, I think, is what I'm at. But there are a few in here that are complete. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 69. And then minus the 5. So 64 projects. That's not bad. So 64 projects at the beginning of 2026. We will see if I can get that down at all. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I have enabled you to start something fun. I will be back for my plans video, and yeah, so thank you so much. Hopefully the next one won't be as far away, since I am done with school, and kind of getting back into the flow of things. But I'm so glad to be back. I have been itching to start filming again, and my son actually told me it was time for me to make another one. So, alright guys, I hope that you have a really good beginning of 2026, and that you had a safe new year, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.